Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. Today, I'm grieving. I am grieving the death of black music, and I'm entitling this video, The Day Black Music Died. Well, this artist's name is Sweetie, and she is very popular apparently on Instagram. She's an influencer, but she's also a rapper and a singer and any number of things that they name themselves these days. But she and many others like her represent to me the death of black music. Full disclosure, I do not know this woman. I do not listen to her music. I don't know anything about her other than that she's been trending on social media for having released an LP and only sold 2,000 units, and people were either mocking her or they were surprised that she hadn't sold any more units than that in a week, given the fact that she has about 13 million social media followers. So even though people are following her on Instagram to see who she's dating, who she's not dating, who bought her a Birkin bag, how much it cost, they are following her lifestyle, but they are not buying her music, and that tells you all you need to know about her music. Ethnically, this woman is mixed, so she is not African American, but like many others, she has plopped herself in the African American community and culture, and people who are fascinated with these mixed people have allowed her to come in and become a part of something that she really has no real connection to. African American music was always unique and authentic, and it always had a base. But until the 1960s, it hadn't really reached mainstream America, which is to say, white Americans. I can remember the time when black music really took off. It was when I was a teenager in the late 60s and 70s with the Supremes and the Temptations, the Four Tops, the Miracles, Gladys Knight, Aretha Franklin, James Brown, Otis Redding, Marvin Gaye. I could go on and on and on. They could all sing. Most of them were with Motown, but they were performers, and they got out there with the people and they sang their hearts out. They didn't make a whole lot of money. They didn't get these big endorsement deals, but they sang and they entertained people, and the music brought pleasure and happiness and pride to black Americans. Now, that music is gone. And today what we have is a bunch of imitation black people who can't sing, who look all right by American standards, and that's what's being promoted to us as our music. But what it is a conglomeration of people who are singing a watered down version of what black music used to be. Rap stars or soul singers, whatever they're calling themselves. Very few of them are convincing as singers, and the ones who are get pushed to the back. They are the backup singers or the openers. They're not the main ingredient, and that's really disappointing because it's nothing like what black music was, and it's nothing like black music should be. The day black music died was when somebody decided that black people don't have to make black music. They don't have to be able to sing. They don't have to have any respect for the African American culture that birthed this music in the first place. And they don't really have to get out there and promote their music and entertain the people. The people don't have to have any emotional attachment to them. We just dress them up in beautiful clothes, wigs and makeup, and tight clothes and booties and things like that, and put them out there and just throw anything at them and call it music. And that is really what has happened to black music. The people who are connected to the music, who can really sing, somehow they can't seem to get a break. Or if they do, they've got to do all kinds of flips and twists and turns and things. And we have somebody like this woman right here, Sweetie, whatever she calls herself, and she's supposed to be some star or another, And nobody even knows who she is except these people on social media. You have to be able to sing, and you really do need to be connected to the culture in some way. There needs to be an emotional attachment. The old singers came out of the church, the cotton field, the juke joints, places where black people gathered and fellowshipped and connected with each other on an emotional and spiritual level. Now, on the basis of having a certain skin tone and certain facial features, you can start promoting yourself on social media, start hanging around with rappers, and all of a sudden you've got a record deal, and now everybody's supposed to accept that you're the newest thing when you can't even carry a tune. You have to be able to sing with or without music. You ought to be able to sing, just stand there and sing and move the crowd the way they used to. And you need to be connected in some way to the people from which the music originated. And we don't have that. And so we see the death of black music. So this is what I think has happened. Somebody somewhere decided that black people don't have to sing black music. Anybody can sing this music. Now, when Mahalia Jackson was singing gospel, when Aretha Franklin was singing R&B, when Gladys Knight was singing, when Mavis Staples was singing, you had to be able to sing. And you really needed to be black. But now people have decided that it's a commercial now. It's gotten to be so much money involved, and it can be marketed in such a way because it is authentic. So now everybody wants in. So they started out singing these little soft sound pretty girls who look good, have these little soft voices, who had no range, and then that got marketed. But they could sing well enough to attract a crowd, and they were attached to the culture. So then they have morphed into now bringing people in who are not black. They might have some kind of little tint to their skin, but they're not black. They have no emotional connection to the people or the culture, and they're the face of black music. So this is what has killed black music. And then you have record producers who want to change the culture for what they want it to be. And this is how you steal other people's culture. This is how you steal intellectual property, by taking something that somebody else created and putting your name to it. And you're not that people, or you're not from those people. So we have a long history of people stealing our intellectual properties. But the music has always been special to black people, and we've always connected to the music. But now, since it has become so lucrative and it has become so popular, everybody wants in on it. But again, they are not connected emotionally to the people or the culture from which this music originated. And this woman right here is really kind of a prime example of that. And this rap music, I think, it seems to be wearing thin on people. It seems to just be wearing people out. Rap music started out as a fun kind of music. I was in New York City, believe it or not, when rap music really got started, when it really took off. It was just a fun type of music. Kids would get together in the neighborhood and talk back and forth at each other that they called spitting. And then it was dance music. And then it was music that was played in the discotheques, as they used to call them. The music was played at parties. And it was just a fun time, and it was a fun kind of music. Before the white people got in it, it was music that was fun. Black people enjoyed it, and it was played just about everywhere. Everybody was talking about it. But it was confined to the inner cities and in black American communities. Somewhere between the creation of this new genre of music and people expressing themselves and experimenting with the music, somebody decided that this was too clean. It was too clever. And so it got switched around, and the next thing we knew, we had something called gangster rap, which is just a genre that promotes death and destruction. Now all of a sudden, it's dangerous to sing. When did making music become dangerous? This is what killed black music. There has been a demise of really good music from black people. And the only way to get it back is to go back to the drawing board and start over. actors, those old singers, started out in what they called the chitlin circuit. And they would go to little clubs and juke joints around the South and the Midwest, and they would sing. And the people supported them, and their careers built and built and built until mainstream America noticed and came a-calling. And to me, that was also the beginning of the end of black music to a certain extent, because this big thing about crossing over, I want to cross over to mainstream America so I can make more money, gain more fame, and then they still end up with the same amount of money, zero. They still end up dying with no money. Now, this new generation might change, but that's what we've seen. We've not seen them end up with all that money that they made. I just saw a documentary of Irene Cara, who had the #1 hit in, I think it was 1982 or 80 something, and made zero money. TLC said the same thing. You got the #1 hit. Everybody's buying the music. Somebody's making money, but it's not you. But you crossed over though. You crossed over. You just didn't make any money. You got all the drugs you wanted. You got all the white women or all the white men you wanted. You got all the alcohol. You had all the cars, all the jewelry, but you didn't end up with any money. And that was your reason for crossing over in the first place. And that's the okie doke. Some of those black singers were able to stay grounded. They did not let the bright lights go to their heads, and they were able to stay in control of their careers and make money. But they are the exception, not the rule. Most of them ended up with nothing but a drug habit, bankruptcy, and a bad experience with record companies. The new narrative seems to be take black people out of everything to do with black. Whatever black people created, take black people out of it and make it about everybody. Make it accessible to everybody. And if you say anything about it, the first people that's going to come after you are going to be these black sellouts. They are the main ones that are going to criticize you, talking about color doesn't matter, when it matters to everybody on the planet except black people. In country music, Nashville keeps a lock on country music, who's going to sing it, where they're going to sing it, and how it's going to be presented. They don't worry about going to Hollywood and making all the Hollywood money. They control Nashville. And I think when we get to a point like that, then we will be making some progress. We don't have to go to Hollywood. Hollywood will come to you. But when you're desperate and you want all of this fame and money and you want to be mixing with all these other people, then you lose your soul and you lose your culture. Then here comes the devil, and that's what I call it. And these are the people with the money and the power. And they want to tell you what you should sound like and what you should look like, and they can take that and market it and make you a big success. But the essence of the music and the quality of the music and what the music stood for the people is destroyed. The day black music died was when money became the object, when money became more important than the music, when everybody decided that they can come in and sing black music however they want to. Now I'm declaring that it is time for black people to take back black music. And we have to start over. We just have to start over. They don't have to go back to the chitlin circuit anymore, because now it has been proven that this music sells. This music supports itself. But it has to be in the right hands of the right people who are marketing it in the right way. I believe we can do it. And I think in another generation maybe, I think it's going to happen. Because one day, and hopefully, and I'm praying for this, all of this fascination with these other races of people will be over, and we will come back to see our own beauty, our own strength, and our own brilliance. I am praying for that day. Okay, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.